Hey guys, so Emma here. I've decided, since we're doing very little to the house at the moment, that I would start doing some work outside the house. So I guess in the past 2 months I have started digging out some shit in the garden and started doing a little bit of concreting, not very good concreting. I made myself a little garden with some stones, and I'm going to do some other stuff everywhere else. But I decided to take a break from the gardening today because it's a lovely day and I can do the gardening whenever. So I'm going to utilise the nice-ish weather to start a new project. So, yeah. Right, so on to the project. What we have here is Sam's coffee table, and with very reluctant permission he has allowed me to basically repaint it, or at least paint it nicely. So it's these bits where the varnish is all wearing off and stuff like that, so we're going to scrape the varnish off and start sanding. So, this is my little garden that I made. So this is my wee garden. It's just some stones, bit of driftwood to make like little fence barrier things, and some petunias and other plants that I have no idea what they are called. But yeah, so that was my little plan, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It pretty much looks exactly how I wanted it to. I just got to do a little bit of weed killing, just in like these little ruts, and finish doing all this shit. But yeah, so pretty much we have cut all of this stuff out. We're working tirelessly on this stuff here, and yeah, so I plan to have the same kind of stony stuff as that, put like a thin layer of concrete over the bottom so that hopefully the weeds like these ones and stuff will stop coming through if I just concrete that up a wee bit, and then put some stone over top of that. Santa gave us a fire pit for Christmas, so this is going to go in here somewhere, and then we've got some decking chairs, and that garden little bed thing is going to be gone, so there's some concrete in here and stuff like that. So I'm going to attack that with the sledgehammer, and yeah, so I've got my mask, I've got my sander. This is 40 grit sandpaper, so we'll see how this goes, but let's get going. So far I have done the outside edges of the table all the way around to pretty much where I want them. Like there's some little bits that, well, if it's going to focus, that has still got a little tiny bit of varnish on them. But I've rounded the corners off because, as most of you will know, we recently just had a baby, so the less sharp corners in the house, the better. But yeah, so I've just rounded them off a bit, and same with this lippy edge. So yeah, but I got partway through it and I was like, why the hell is this sander not sanding? But that's why. My sandpaper has more or less just become paper. So sorry cat. Yeah, need to change that up and get back into it. Yeah, I was sort of wondering, like, in this corner, I was like, why is this not doing much? Why am I getting nowhere? And yeah, it's gone from being a Simpson to being an American Dad. And much like the cartoon, it's not really doing much for me. So, yeah. So, I just thought I'd take a minute here. My grandparents got Sam and I I think they got Sam, but it's really for me. I mean, come on, I'm the one who likes cats. But anyway, on to the point. So they gave us a wee fake cat, and I've just seen this nutter walking over to it and sniffing it, thinking that it was a real cat, and then just standing there in a sort of a little face-off with this fake cat. And me, being the cat lover I am, thought that was hilarious. So Roman just woke up, so I've had to change his butt. He is now regrettably plonked in front of the TV watching Aladdin, so hopefully that should keep him entertained for a little bit longer, just while I make the most of the sunlight we have before we go out and help with the sheep. So I have got some more sandpaper. I've had to resort to a finer one just because that's all I could find. So that's a 180 grit. And I mean, sandpaper's sandpaper, I guess. Okay, we'll see how it goes and update you in a little bit later. Progress report. So changing that sandpaper from 40 grit to 180 grit was actually a godsend. Now we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Oh, it's exciting. Ooh. So basically my work for today has been put to a halt because of this little guy. Say hi. So this is Roman. For those of you who have not met this little guy yet, he is 4 months old tomorrow, but today's the 8th for reference. So yeah. Ah, yes. Have children, they said. It'll be fun, they said. So cute though. He's so cute. Hi, so I'm back. Haven't really done anything on the table for probably 2-3 weeks. But we've had it inside and we've just been using it, and it's kind of grown on me with just the natural wood colour without the stain. So I'm thinking instead of painting it, we might just leave it as is and put some clear coat varnish on it, because it just looks nicer. So yeah, that's sort of my plan today, is to finish this table off, or at least get a coat of varnish. I mean, it's a beautiful day, so might get it all done, might not. So today, pretty much, what I'm doing is just giving this another good sand down. So we've got some bits and some lines and stuff, like, I don't know if you guys can really see, like some spots, and then there's like a couple of lines and stuff like here and stuff where the table's been scratched and it's dinted the old varnish into it. So I've done it over here. I've sanded it all down again and sort of just getting a little bit pedantic with the bits, because I know if I just left them that they would annoy the shit out of me. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll come back when I'm done. Right, here we are. So we've sanded this down now, and there's very little, like, I mean, there's a couple where it's, you can still see where the dent is gone, like in here, but other than that, it's come out pretty good. Well, I reckon it is. But yeah, there's still a couple of bits that are a bit obvious, but I mean, I couldn't really get into them without possibly making a bit of a groove or a dent in the table. So, you know, pick your battles, I guess. And yeah, so I'll give that a bit of a wipe down, get all the sand off it, let it sit, give it another wipe, and then we'll probably get onto the varnish. And just like that, the first coat of varnish is on. So the varnish I'm using is this stuff. So I got it because I was going to be using it on paint, but because you can still use it on normal timber, it's fine. So I watered the first coat down by about 10% and just used a synthetic bristle brush, which is still a little painty from last time I used it, but you know, all good. And there we have it. The table is finished. I think I put 3 or 4 coats of varnish on it in the end, and it's come out quite nicely. So I'm quite happy. Job done.